say this. So, what happened out in Toronto, at Toronto City Hall today, was a group of children. And as you can see it here from the CBC website, children share ideas with city officials on ways to make Toronto a friendlier place. Okay, so because it's all part of National Child Day in Toronto. The thing that I can see automatically when I heard this, not just on CBC but on City and CP24 and all these things, is that these are not ideas from children. Okay, now and I can tell you why I feel that way. Now I don't have any evidence or anything, but I'm going based on common sense. These are big people telling these children to say these things to these city officials and these politicians and Mayor John Tory with his chicken neck to try and bolster their point of view. So, big people, adults, are using children, vulnerable children, to push their radical leftist political agenda. I mean, let's go through some of the things that these children supposedly said. Ban handguns. I mean, look, if you asked me when I was a kid, what I could do to make a city a better place or any ideas on a city. When I was in elementary school, you were to ask me that question, I'd probably say something like, let's have more recess, let's make lunch in the cafeteria free. Let's have certain no school day, more no school days. That's what I would say. I wouldn't be saying ban handguns, discounted prices for kids at museums and attractions. I mean, first of all, no kid would even talk like that. I mean, no kid says discounted. Tell me any kid that says the word discounted. Show me any kid that says the word discounted that uses that word. I mean, unless he has maybe. I mean, there are some kids who have certain mental, not issues, but certain special kids like Asperger's and certain things. And it's known that kids like that will tend to be a lot smarter and they'll use bigger words and things like that. But by and large, you're never going to hear a kid use the word discounted. So when I hear that some kid went up to John Tory or whoever and said, let's have discounted prices for kids at museums and attractions and childcare for everyone, ban handguns, I have to laugh. I have to laugh because I know either the teacher or the principal or maybe even the counselors themselves would have written that out, given it to the kid, and he reads it. There is no kid on this planet who would think up of something like that. I'm just telling you. So, this is what angers me about this. I mean, you know, these politicians, man, and these special interest groups are I mean, I understand they've got their point of view and we got our point of view and stuff like that, but when you're on the losing argument and then when people play the game fairly and they bring out facts and they say we shouldn't do this because of X, Y, and Z, and you can't handle that, so you go and stoop to the level of using children to bolster your political point of view. I mean, that just angers me for some reason. I mean, anything to do with children and adults is a really sensitive issue. I mean, so somebody has to figure out who did this, who. Okay, they say it's a joint initiative of Toronto Public Health and Toronto Children's Services. I mean, I want to find out who did this and came up with this, came up with these things, and call them out. And call them out. And as for these the Toronto mayor and the councilors and all these people, I mean, they should be ashamed of themselves to be a part of this if they hadn't set it up themselves to begin with. That I mean, they could have. But I have no doubt in my mind that this is all just one big setup to use kids to bolster a leftist, radical leftist point of view in Toronto. And nobody's going to not want to listen to a kid. So this is what they're going to do. That's the reason why this day was created. They don't care about no children. They could care less about children. Many of these people don't even have children, and if they do, they leave them with some nanny 24 hours a day. The nanny's more of a mom or a daddy than they are. Whoever created this needs to be ashamed of themselves. Where's Faith Goldie when you need her? This is the Iran Nation.